guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a part that's got a square. That square's got a radius on the corner. So let's talk about how you make this easiest way. At least there's going to be a lot of options obviously you can do, but like a pretty easy way to kind of figure out how to do these squares. And this is going to be done with edge or face live tooling. What I'm doing, so technically I kind of drew a pretty poor, if you mind, drawing just to kind of explain. So imagine we're doing a square that's supposed to be goddamn reflection of the light. Let's see if I can get okay, so the square is supposed to be 1 inch and 260,000. So you have to calculate the surface for the square. So to sharp corner, to connect them, okay, it's 1 inch and 782. You divide this by 2, which comes out to 891. So as you see in this program we have 891, but it's a quite big of a cut. So what I did was I actually created 3 finishing passes. So you have 1 inch and 30, 960,000, and the final cut is 891. So let's talk about what I'm using here. So technically I'm using a line out, and line out is pretty much for closed objects. So you can do this, and as long as it closes, line out is a good option. If you only, let's say, do like 2 flats or flat here, you can use a pocket or you can use a line left. So line out is for closed object. I'm using XC, okay, mode. SRV, so how much I'm removing kind of depth, which is 20,000, and off of a radius, so of the outside diameter it's 20,000. This doesn't actually matter, just for the fact it's just the finishing passes. Surface roughing and finishing, how much stock are we leaving, same thing. These things don't matter because I'm only running finishing pass. The tool that I'm using, 3/4 end mill. Okay, approach, this is automatic because it's in yellow, but if your tool is starting a little too high, you can always come back over here. Right now we are 1 inch and 270. You can set it to 1 inch and 100. Just make sure you don't get too low because you're gonna crash. I'm using a counterclockwise G0. That means the approach is gonna be with the feed, not a rapid. Width of cut 20,000, doesn't matter. And the speeds and feeds, you have to adjust these appropriate to your tool size and also the material type. So we have a couple lines over here. So our first line is gonna dictate how deep we're going, and we are going, so first of all the radius, the Z, so we're going 1 inch and 570, and you only do this on the first line, which is a blue one, and rest of it. And what I mean by that, so from here, which is the 0, this is our Z, okay? So the 1 inch and 570, it's gonna indicate that edge, and then all the other lines that you're gonna follow are gonna keep that edge. So that's why you have a beautiful edge there. If you have, like for example, another 2 flats over here, that's gonna be a different unit, and obviously it's gonna need a different Z position. So your Z position always is on the first line, and it's indicated in the blue color. And then the radius you wanna keep, which is 891 from corner to the corner, and then your angles. So as you see, the first unit is gonna be 1.57. All following units are gonna be from sharp corner to sharp corner, and then my C is going to be 90, 180, 270, and 0. If you're gonna do a clockwise, then you need to go on the minus. So 0, minus 90, minus 180, minus 270. If you don't do that, then you're gonna get an alarm. And then for this one, you see a CNR. This is where you put your radiuses, corner radiuses, 160, 160, 160, as you see. There's nothing past that. So whatever corner radiuses you need, and like I said, we have, let's show over here, these corner radiuses are 160. This is where you put them right here. And we're using a line out. So anytime you have a square, or you can have square, axis, whatever, with the radiuses, and as long as it loops, so it closes the subject or the part, a line out, or also if it's an interior, because that can also be, then it will be a line in. It's an ideal unit or option to pick. Alright guys, thank you for checking out this this video, and see you next time. How are you guys doing? So I'm making this as a follow video to the, and I'm gonna add this together to the video that I just did with the line left and the radiuses. And this is gonna be for people, and it's just not necessary for line left. It can be for like anyone technically that's looking for, you know, when you're the milling and you're not sure if your dimensions are right on the spot. The easiest way to do it is on your tracing. So if you make a program and you're gonna trace it, you go to plane change and make sure your plane change is gonna be facing, the part's gonna be facing you instead of sideways. So instead of let's say this, you're actually gonna see the front of the face. So your plane change, and then what you do is, so I do have a calculator. Some people are, you know, have formulas how to calculate your R values for your milling, and your R values for the milling for the square go from this edge to this edge. So whatever you're gonna have it here, it will cut here, obviously, because it cuts corner to corner to corner to corner. But if you have, let's say you're supposed to do inch and a quarter, and if you take inch and a quarter and you divide it by 2, and you put that in an R value, your square is gonna be much smaller. So the way you can actually do that is you create just a simple turning cycle, turning unit. Let's say do like a bar out, create a line, you know, inch and a quarter. You can go, you know, 1 inch on a Z. Okay, and this is gonna be this is gonna be inch and a quarter line, and this is how you're gonna see it on the plane, XY plane. And then create your line out cycle or unit, and put your R value. And if your R value are gonna be dead on, these 4 lines will intersect. You know, you're right on the money. If your square is gonna be too big, or your square is gonna be inside, all you do is just make adjustment to your R value, and that's gonna bring you to, you know, to your position. So like I said, so at these points when it's meeting, this is your R value. And like I said, I mean, I was supposed to take a picture, but I forgot, and we have a weekend. But like, this is really the easiest way kind of to do it. I mean, it is an extra step, but you can do that with actually a lot of milling dimensions. So it's just one of the tricks that for some it might be helpful. And I don't use it because I have a calculator, but I've used it on different occasions. When I was just trying to make sure, you know, you can use it on threads, you can use it pretty much on, like I said, on a lot of things. Nothing that comes to my mind right now, but for some people that do struggle, like I said, it's if you're not sure where you at when it comes to the milling, just like I said, just create a line or a circle, and this is where your bottom's gonna be, or this is where your line is intersecting are. And you can play with that, and hopefully somebody's gonna have a good use for it and find this video helpful. All right, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.